I'm Mary. This is my husband, Rick Hurd. I was a Monfor. My dad was Colonel Bob Monfor, and this is the Monfor place.
Mary's dad was at an age where he wanted to start retiring, and so we moved out here in 1990, and we've been here almost 30 years. So
the farming thing has had its ups and downs, and today is harvest day, so there are wagons going by, and I guess one of the things we need to talk about is that we have 31 acres to harvest this year instead of...
We had 350. In a dry year, the river's your friend. But when everybody else has had too much water, we've really had way too much water. And this is just one of those years where, you can't ever count on things being the same all the time.
After the flood in 2011, I wondered how the yield would be with all that water and trash sitting on it for so long, and it was a nightmare to clean up. But it yielded really well. I mean, it gave back again, so it's like it reels you in. Okay, let's try it again. But yeah, the water this year, I've never seen anything like it. Dad registered that we have a park down there, Monfor Park, and he put a stone up, and it's dedicated to all the members of the family that served in the military, and so their names are carved on the stone. And we have camping hookups and a picnic shelter and a swimming area and a dock. Well, then you can't have the dock when the river wrecks the dock. And just whatever the group is, there've been all kinds of kayak groups and Boy Scouts, and Dad's had Vietnam veterans reunions down there. And I want people to come and see South Dakota and appreciate what we have, but I just don't know from one day to the next what we have when I look out the window.
The sedimentation of the river has created the water table to raise about 8 feet.
To give you a little history, when we moved here in 1990, Dad he'd been fighting with the Corps of Engineers because his land had been flooded, and Rick Spellman was his lawyer. He sued the Corps of Engineers, and Rick got a settlement. So they paid him a lump sum, and he had to sign an easement that would allow them to flood in an emergency. He would have signed that in around 1980 maybe, and we had floods in 95, 96, 97. Then we had a nice gap till 2011, and now 2019. So what does that add up to? 5 emergency floods. We started working with other landowners and people who were concerned about the issue. Well, Dad started it actually, and then when we came here to farm, and he was retiring, I think we kind of picked up the reins with the sedimentation group too. And at that time, when we first formed the group, it was called the Lewis and Clark South Dakota, Nebraska Preservation Association. And eventually people got older and died and moved, and we formed the Missouri Sedimentation Action Coalition, and then our funds from our group just went into that group. And we've had meetings in Pierre, we've had meetings in Springfield, Yankton, all over. Really early on, I think it was 2001, about the time that MSAC started, we had a big forum in Springfield with...
Dasha was a majority leader in the Senate. Janklow was there. We showed pictures from the 70s about, there used to be a lake where you could water ski at Springfield, well, now it's just a meandering stream, and that's where MSAC comes in and gets everybody around the table that might have an idea about how to handle some sedimentation.
In the early days of the organization, it was especially frustrating because we didn't have the greatest relationship with the Corps of Engineers. Been at this so many years, and finally the Corps says there is a problem. And things have gotten better since then, but it'd be so frustrating that you'd work so hard and there would be a water restoration act, but it wouldn't be funded. Or the Corps would do another study that cost $200,000, but nothing came of it. We just buried Dad up on top of the hill. All the years he struggled and fought on this issue. He fought in 3 wars, and he was an engineer, and he was a problem solver. And I'm looking at this mess of water out here again, and thinking of the grandkids and who will have this land someday, and will it be a farm or will it be a wetlands? What will it be?
You know, agencies and people that are in agencies come and go, but some people that live here that can tell you what's happened the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years since the inception of the dams. So dams are, you know, there for a reason. They're to prevent flooding, but at certain times they cause flooding too. So
it's sad that it takes so many years. I mean, this is a whole generation, and Dad's gone now, and the problem's not solved. But what's the Corps of Engineers motto? The difficult we do right away, the impossible takes a little longer.
this is one of those things.